Hi folks, the Filipinapea here. And people are often surprised to learn that polygamy is actually legal in some parts of the Philippines for certain groups of people. On the whole, we don't have that many polygamous marriages, but off the books, in the shadows, there's also an informal type of plural relationship practiced here, where one person, usually a man, cohabitates with several Filipinas. But whatever form it takes, the subject seems to fascinate people. So today, I'm going to look at what happens when one just isn't enough. The definition of polygamy is having more than one spouse, either husbands or wives, but there's actually two different types. Polyandry specifically means having multiple husbands, and polygyny refers to having extra wives, which is just about the only kind of polygamy you're gonna find these days, anywhere on earth. Almost every country has strict laws against having multiple husbands, but there are still a few places that allow marrying more than one woman, even here in the Philippines. So where are these places? And who are the people that get to double dip? While there are several indigenous minority groups that are allowed to practice polygamy, the majority of plural marriages in the Philippines occur among the country's 10% Muslim populations, primarily in the south, that are allowed to operate under Sharia law, a legal system that allows men to take up to 4 wives. Now, I know what some of you folks are probably thinking. Why can't a person just say he's converted to Islam and start building a harem of wives? Because it doesn't work like that. First, you have to complete all the requirements to get an official certificate of conversion. And once you've done that, the tricky part begins. If you've gotten married once and you want a second wife, you gotta get permission from your first wife and her parents. And you have to show that you can afford multiple wives and multiple children, and that you can take care of them equally and without favoritism. Good luck with that. But even if you could do that, would you want to? Wouldn't it get confusing? Wouldn't it be expensive? Wouldn't there be hurt feelings? And I'm not sure any man wants to deal with quadruple tampo. Well, to find out what the public thinks, I decided to spend a few days walking around with a microphone, trying to get him to talk about it, which wasn't easy. Quite a few people had no idea what polygamy even was, and I had to explain it to them. Some people said yes to the interview, until they found out it was about polygamy, and then they just walked off like it was some sort of demonic topic. But finally, I found a few that talked.
You are capable to have 2 wives or 3 as long as you can provide their needs.
Okay, so you're okay with that?
Oh, I'm okay with that.
Okay, so would you want to have more than one wife?
Kung kaya na ko silang buyon, why not?
Why not?
Bitaw, di ba?
Do you know anyone that is in a polygamous marriage?
Private lang.
Private?
Dili mo sagot, di ba sa legal diri?
Do you know what polygamy is? Do you know what polygamy is?
Not sure. I'm not quite sure.
Would you want to be in a polygamous relationship?
Oh, it kind of depends.
It kind of depends, okay, depending on the benefits.
I guess, yeah. But I guess it depends if I get along well with the other partners.
Oh, okay.
There's nothing wrong with experimenting a bit in a relationship.
How would you schedule your sleeping arrangement?
MWF.
MWF? Monday,
yeah.
Wednesday, Friday, you?
Because I also need some space myself sometimes.
Okay, so would you want to sleep together, all 3 of you, or would you want to have your own bedroom?
I'm fine with sharing as long as the bed is like big enough for the 3 of us.
So what if you have a fight with the other girl?
That's when my own bedroom gets into use. Like, I did know someone in a polygamous relationship before, and they did turn out well.
How many is too many?
4.
4. Would you want to be in a polygamous relationship?
No, because you are going to question the word loyalty and faithfulness about your partner.
So, do you think polygamy can work, or will it end in a disaster?
It will end in a disaster because the population will increase.
Oh, why do you think
Yeah.
that? Because a lot of big bada boom banging going on?
There's a lot of, the production is really fast.
Okay. Okay, so as a guy, do you think most guys would want to have a polygamous relationship?
To be honest, a guy in nature is a polygamous.
Would it work for you?
It will be okay.
Okay, okay. Do you know what polygamy is?
Well, actually, no. I don't know what polygamy is.
How would you schedule the sleeping arrangement?
I sleep in my room. First wife sleep in the second room. Second wife sleep in third room.
Okay.
And we met in another room.
In another room, like the den or the family room.
Everyone have a free space.
Do you think the women with you in a polygamous relationship, do you think they're with you because they love you or because of financial reasons?
Because she loves me.
Love.
Yes.
Do you think both of them love you?
Yes.
Okay, I would want to think that way too if I'm the guy. What would you do if you're having a fight with the other wife? Would you tell your husband to kick her out? Okay, you're just gonna shoot them. So hypothetically, what would be the best thing about a polygamous relationship?
You can have a big family. You want to have hundreds of child because that's your goal, that you're rich.
Okay.
So you can marry a lot of wives. As long as your deal with each wife is secured.
Would you want to have more than one husband?
Why not? Why not?
Why not? You have one husband in the morning, one husband in the afternoon,
Yes.
one in the evening. Why not, right?
Yeah,
in
why
a perfect world.
Yeah.
Okay, so one bedroom, or do you want to have separate houses?
Separate houses.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you just want to visit them one by one.
Yes.
Would you want to have more than one wife?
No, I think one wife is already more than I can handle sometimes.
Do you think they love the guy or they're just there for financial reasons?
I don't think every woman love the guy, but for some kind of reason they are forced into that relationship. Maybe by parents.
Do you think polygamy should be illegal or should it be personal choice?
I think it's personal choice.
So, Kuya, are you married, single?
Married.
Married. How many wives?
Secret. one lang.
One
One lang.
one, okay. Do you know what polygamy is?
No.
Okay, so what's your name and how old are you?
Cherry 21.
Cherry 2000. Would you want to be in a polygamous relationship like you're one of the wives?
Never.
Never. Why is that?
I am born Catholic and that is against our principles.
Do you think the women in a polygamous relationship, do you think they're in that situation because they love the husband or they're just there because of financial gains?
I personally know someone who is in a relationship because she thinks it is practical. She doesn't really love the guy, but she is with the guy because the guy can provide her needs.
Would you want to be in a polygamous relationship?
I think it depends on which kind of personality you are. It can be good, it can functioning.
Okay, hi girlfriend. Can I show the girlfriend? Would you be okay to be part of a polygamous relationship?
Sa side sa family ng mother ko is they are okay with that because they are Subanen. My uncle have multiple wives, which is I think 4 or 3.
Ooh, okay. Certain tribal groups here in the Philippines are allowed to have multiple wives, and Muslims and certain indigenous groups here in the Philippines.
It works.
It works.
Yes.
Would you want to be in a polygamous relationship like one of the wives?
No.
Would you want to have multiple husbands?
Okay. Okay ra sa
Okay ra. So as you can see, people had a wide variety of opinions, but most people seem to think it was none of their business, and people should be free to live however they want. One thing's for sure though, for the vast majority of Filipinos, polygamy is illegal. But even though it's against the law to have more than one wife, most plural relationships in the Philippines are informal and exist out of sight, where a man, often a foreigner, lives with several women at the same time. This form of casual polygamy does exist here, often in places where the economically advantaged come in contact with the impoverished. Men who can afford it sometimes decide they want more than one woman to keep them satisfied. Now, some of these relationships are purely voluntary and completely genuine, and all the parties involved actually want to be together. But there are cases where the women feel they have no choice because they need support and extra cash. And so they tolerate having to share their partner and their bed with rivals. And yes, in a harem type of situation, they often become rivals as they vie for attention and power, so that if someone gets cut, it won't be them. Typically, this type of situation starts with a primary relationship, whether it's a legally married couple or just a boyfriend or a girlfriend, and then after a period of time, they take another woman into their bed, and then another, and sometimes another. Now, if the man is legally married to one of the women, it's a little risky because his wife can suddenly file a complaint against him at any time, and adultery here is a serious offense. But in reality, situations like these rarely become criminal cases, and no one says a word. Under Philippine law, only the spouse can file charges, so as long as no one makes a fuss or the parties involved aren't married, then no problem. I have no idea how many of these harems are based on love or how often it's just a financial decision because there are no surveys or data. But if you live in the Philippines long enough, you will see it, or at least suspect it. So tell me what you think in the comments section. Would you want more than one Filipina? Be careful that if your partner sees your answer, you might end up with none. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back on Tuesday with a discussion about a very hot topic. Till then, folks.
Some man wants to have two wives, but when he got two wives, he just realized that it's very complicated. It will be good in fantasies, like women can fantasies about sex with two men with huge cocks, but in real life she realized that no, I not wanted.
Would you help me screen the next woman?
Maybe.
You'll have your own qualifications?
Yes, yeah, qualifications of what's the next girl that he want to date.
What are your qualifications for the next woman? For the number 2, 3, 4?
Yes, for me, first is that she's not more beautiful than me.
This is Mission Control. Go ahead, Apollo 13.
Houston, we have a problem.
Well, I was just about to go to lunch. Can it wait?
We are venting something out into space. It's got to be the oxygen.
So you still have some oxygen, right? Then I think what you meant to say is that you will have a problem in the future when the oxygen runs out. So why are you bothering me now? Just call back when there's an actual emergency.
We had a pretty large bang.
You heard a bang. You're calling a Filipino to complain about a loud noise?
One whole side of the spacecraft is missing.
Which means that one whole side of the spacecraft is in perfect shape. Why do you have to be such a glass half empty kind of guy?
We have a main bus B undervolt. Oh, there's another master alarm, Houston. We've got a pins light.
Fire doesn't make any sense.
We got multiple caution and warning, Houston.
Oh, you Westerners, and you're complaining. Now I'll tell you what I can do. When I get back from lunch, I'll fill out the request for assistance form, and if the flight director shows up today, I'll make sure he sees it. Until then, stop overthinking things. Just relax and enjoy the view. Bahala na! By the way, there's a 20 peso fee for submitting the form, which has to be paid in cash, in person, before we proceed with any assistance.
Gentlemen, it's been a privilege flying with you.
Americans. If you think about it, I'm kind of like a pirate, helping you navigate the tricky waters of Filipino culture and dating, and telling you how to find your first mate. Are you gonna listen to just anyone, or trust your Captain P to lead you to the booty? And you best be hitting that like button, subscribing to me channel, and hitting that notification bell, or I'll shiver your timbers and cut off your jib. And while we be sailing, why not feast your eyes on me other videos too? And yes, I'm a real pirate. I've got the sunken chest to prove it.